right? They had a vision of how do we create community and create a space where we are welcome. You know, we're a very supportive environment for women. I mean, I think any guest will tell you that.
You really did, and you were like, I heard you coming on the show, and I was like, yeah, I'm joining the show. She was like, did they give you car stipend?
And
so what?
I know.
But this happened to you. You weren't lying.
It happened, but I will tell you, right after it happened, I went over to Joy Behar's house, and she said, what's wrong with you? You're not your usual self. And I told her, and she said, we're talking about this on the show. I was reluctant to share it, actually.
Why?
I will tell you, because I knew that it would get pickup. I knew that it would be Sunny Hostin from The View.
Welcome back to Pop Flash, your ultimate destination for Hollywood drama, jaw-dropping scandals, and the biggest breaking stories in entertainment. Today, we dive into the shocking saga that rocked daytime television and brought an abrupt end to one of its longest-running staples, The View. Buckle up, because this story is packed with controversy, fallout, and a legacy forever changed. It began with a lawsuit that could only be described as a ticking time bomb for the television industry, a defamation case so shocking it sent ripples through the entertainment world. The View, once the gold standard of daytime television, found itself embroiled in scandal, not for its ratings or content, but because of co-host Sunny Hostin's controversial, unfiltered remarks. Suddenly, a show synonymous with lighthearted debates and headline-worthy interviews was drowning in legal threats and public outrage. And at the epicenter of it all? Sunny Hostin, whose words sparked chaos far beyond the soundstage. Sunny's live TV comments weren't just bold, they were incendiary. On air, she boldly called out a high-profile figure in a manner that left jaws on the floor and social media ablaze. Fans were divided, with some praising her candor, while others condemned her for crossing a line. But the backlash didn't stop at trending hashtags or opinionated blogs. Legal teams quickly mobilized, delivering pointed demands for retractions and accountability. The tension wasn't confined to the public eye either. Behind the scenes, insiders described the atmosphere as toxic and tense, with staff and co-hosts walking on eggshells. Rumors of a pending lawsuit spread like wildfire, casting a shadow over the show's usually electric energy. As for Sunny, observers claimed her once confident demeanor had noticeably shifted, replaced by a cautious and visibly strained on-screen presence. The weight of what was to come seemed to loom heavily over her every word and expression. When whispers turned into action, the stakes escalated to dizzying heights. The defamation lawsuit wasn't just an idle threat. It was a full-blown legal battle that laid bare the stakes for all involved. The plaintiff, a powerful figure whose reputation was allegedly tarnished, accused Sunny of delivering statements that were not only damaging, but recklessly false. Legal filings described her comments as having been made with complete disregard for the truth, a charge that intensified the gravity of the situation. This wasn't a matter that could be swept under the rug with a simple apology or a half-hearted retraction. The plaintiff wasn't backing down. They were after blood. They demanded public accountability, clear retractions, and a staggering sum in damages that could potentially cripple The View and its parent network, ABC. For the iconic daytime show, this wasn't just a PR fiasco. It was a battle for survival itself. From decades of cultural influence to its status as a mainstay in American television, everything was now on the line. Insiders close to the production described an almost surreal sense of dread as the lawsuit's implications became painfully clear. For the network, Sunny's comments weren't just a misstep. They were a catastrophic gamble that could jeopardize the legacy of The View. Would the show's foundation crumble under the weight of this legal storm, or could it weather the fallout and rise from the ashes? One thing was certain. This was a turning point in daytime television that no one saw coming. The fallout was nothing short of catastrophic, sending shockwaves through the industry with a ferocity that no one could have anticipated. In a matter of days, major sponsors began severing ties with The View, each one eager to distance their brand from the whirlwind of controversy. The mass exodus of advertisers was as swift as it was relentless, leaving the show in financial freefall. For a program whose lifeblood depended on lucrative sponsorships, this wasn't just a setback, it was a devastating blow to its very survival. What had once been a ratings juggernaut and an advertising goldmine now faced an existential crisis, its once solid foundation crumbling under the weight of public outrage. The message was loud and clear. This wasn't just a scandal, it was a corporate relations disaster of epic proportions. Desperate to stem the bleeding, ABC scrambled into full damage control mode, deploying every PR tool at their disposal to salvage the situation. Press releases were crafted, statements were carefully worded, and behind-the-scenes discussions turned into high-stakes crisis meetings. But no matter how hard the network tried to downplay the gravity of the situation, the lawsuit continued to gain momentum, feeding a media frenzy that showed no signs of letting up. Public scrutiny intensified with every passing day, and it became painfully obvious that ABC's efforts were falling short. The pressure mounted until the network made a bombshell announcement. The View would be placed on a temporary hiatus. However, for fans and industry insiders alike, this declaration felt more like a thinly veiled euphemism for cancellation. The writing was on the wall and everyone could see it. This wasn't a pause, it was the end of an era. The official cancellation hit like a thunderclap, leaving the co-hosts stunned and the public in shock. Sunny Hostin, the lightning rod at the center of the storm, was visibly shaken as the fallout took an undeniable emotional toll on her. Insiders close to the show described her as withdrawn, burdened by the intense scrutiny and the weight of her role in the scandal. While none of her colleagues directly blamed her for the demise of the show, there was an unmistakable undercurrent of tension and unspoken resentment among the team. Whispers of regret filled the air, with co-hosts quietly reflecting on how such a celebrated program could unravel so quickly. Yet this wasn't just about one person or one moment. It was a tangled web of missteps, corporate pressures, and the ever-present volatility of live television. The cancellation of The View exposed the delicate balance required to navigate the world of high-stakes entertainment. It revealed how one incendiary moment, magnified under the unforgiving spotlight of public opinion, could dismantle even the most iconic institutions. The aftermath wasn't just a blow to the co-hosts or the network, it was a stark reminder of the price of controversy in an industry where perception is everything. The public's reaction to the unfolding drama was nothing short of explosive. Fans of The View and Sunny Hostin rallied to her defense, praising her fearless attitude and her refusal to sugarcoat her opinions. To them, she was a trailblazer, unafraid to speak uncomfortable truths. On the flip side, critics lambasted her for what they called reckless outbursts, blaming her unfiltered comments for the eventual implosion of the show. Social media erupted into a frenzy, morphing into a digital coliseum where passionate supporters and harsh detractors battled over the controversy. Some saw the lawsuit as a necessary step to hold irresponsible media accountable, while others decried it as a dangerous blow to free speech and the open exchange of ideas. The scandal didn't just rattle The View, it sent shockwaves through the entire entertainment industry. The lawsuit highlighted the precarious tightrope that talk shows walk every day, caught between delivering provocative commentary and avoiding costly legal entanglements. Network executives and producers were forced to confront uncomfortable truths, re-evaluating their strategies and asking hard questions. How far is too far? When does boldness cross into recklessness? The aftermath of The View's collapse became a cautionary tale, a glaring example of what happens when the balance tips too far in the wrong direction. Suddenly, the boundaries of daytime television felt like a minefield, and no one wanted to be the next casualty. With The View's cancellation, an entire chapter of daytime television came to a dramatic close. For decades, the show stood as a juggernaut of cultural commentary, delivering fiery debates and unforgettable moments that shaped the genre. Its absence now feels like a gaping void, leaving both fans and critics to ponder the future of opinion-driven programming. Will networks retreat into safer waters, steering clear of controversy to avoid a similar fate? Or could this void spark the rise of bold, new voices eager to redefine what audacious, thought-provoking television looks like in a world that's still reeling from the aftermath of The View? The stage is set for the next evolution, and the stakes have never been higher.